Hi guys, where are we and what we doing? Well, bit of a test. I've swapped headsets, so my voice might sound a little better. These are a little less heavy. I discovered that one of the bass cone drivers in my headset had gone, and it was horrid. Not so bad in this game, but other games it was really very bad. Now, if you can see, we're back at the airfield. It's night time again. Now, one of the things I did notice in my last video is when I had the video's gamma set up okay for me to see at night, it was almost pitch black on the video. So, although I don't need it for me to play, for you to watch what I'm doing, I'm going to have to turn the gamma up. And I wasn't even going to record, I was just going to do a little test. And do you notice? We've got a crashed airfield. Oh god, look at all this lot coming my way. Before they get too close. After yesterday's escapades of finding loads of people, or sorry, loads of people, a person at the airfield, I have been a little more cautious. Now, what's this weapon set to? Full? Semi. Helicopter crashes are normally pretty good stuff. I don't want to aggro any of these guys. Thing is, they appear random locations when the server restarts. So just after the server has restarted is the best time to look at them. You can tell that it's like that because there'll be smoke still coming, rising from the crash site. But when one's been here as long as this, it probably means that it's been stripped clean. But hey, it's here. Let's have a look. Gotta keep your head looking around. One of the things I'm happy about in this game is in Dayz at least, there's no infrared. Well, occasionally you can find an infrared weapon on one of these, but there's no, generally, you're unlikely to find someone with infrared. In other words, they're not going to see me coming in from a distance. Timing's bad, they're all coming in towards it. Now apparently, finding stuff near these is sometimes a little tricky because they've got to be, it's anywhere within the rotor blades, but it's not always immediately obvious. Sometimes this model is at a funny angle, and the spawned in items can be a little deep. It is very dark, even though to you and me it's quite light because I've turned my gamma up, so they shouldn't see me. You can't always expect items to be laying on the surface. Sometimes they're buried beneath the surface, so you've actually got to move around a bit, looking down, waiting to see the green icon in the middle of the screen light up. I'm not seeing anything. God, I like being around this many military zombies. See? Something there. Him I'm worried about. Now this looks like someone has dropped some stuff. They've used the opportunity to pick some stuff up and drop some stuff, because you would normally find tin cans here. I always think it's funny that they've got the animation showing. Ooh, what's that? A ghillie suit. Not my style. Ooh, what are you? A DMR. Again. Lovely weapon. Not my style. Not very good against zombies. But I don't think you get... Ooh, what are you? Oh dear. No ammunition for it, but oh my dear god, look at that. A 107. That would be... quick look over there. Whenever you see these, you know, there are people who play the game who would die for that. I know when playing armour, it was always one of my first choices. Magnificent weapon. See how my night vision is being affected by being that very bright thing? Forgot. Another DMR. Again, DMR would be a favourite weapon in... it's got 2 mags with it. Shouldn't I? Do I want to go around with a DMR? It's more for killing... The sniper rifles are more for killing players than they are for killing zombies. But this is why an airfield... a helicopter crash with that very bright thing there is a good place to figure out where they are. But strangely, there are people watching this who's saying, "You idiot! Of course you're going to take the DMR. Of course you're going to take the Barrett." But they're not really for survivors. They're a bandit weapon. I mean, I've used them. If you've never played the full game and you're unfamiliar, you would, with either of those, you might take them to play with them. But I don't see any point in taking them to actually use for me. I mean, I know what it's like to play to use a DMR in this game. I know what it's like to use the 107, the Barrett in this game. No great shakes. It's big. Well, especially the Barrett. It's very big and heavy. Finding ammunition is quite tricky. DMR's not bad for finding ammunition, but I don't want to be shooting anything that far away from me. You know, I suppose I could become a bandit hunter, but even then I wouldn't enjoy it that much, as I just love this sneaking about stuff, or more like, if you're used to my videos, running around like a headless chicken, which is what I tend to do. I am still looking for night vision, I am still looking for a GPS, and I would like the large rucksack as well. So those are the 3 things that I am looking for. I do not want to start firing, so I've got to play sneaky with these. Oh, I don't like being this close to them. I wish they did a little cry when they're latched on or something, you know? The position of this bench, I don't know why it's here. You know, it's every time you play Dayz it's here, but its position changes slightly. Sometimes you can see today it's sticking out through the wall. It's like you notice that your tent will move. See, that door's been closed. And it won't open. MP5. What did I pick up? I picked up a... last time I was in here. But yes. No idea. Down and in. Another door's been closed. Standard rounds. Tin cans. Well, someone has closed the door. So let's close it. Now that takes the same ammunition as I've already picked up. You see? So we'll have one of those. Take the opportunity to look out the window. You can be shot through windows, boys. Door closed. Well, He had it closed. Let's not let everyone know that we're here. We've got something back here. Now it's a Cobra with another. I think it's time to swap. I think it's time to swap. Definitely don't need two, do I? Nice weapon. Make sure it's on semi. You go rock and roll with this thing, and every zombie around will come to you. Now, was that door closed? It was, wasn't it? God, I hope it was closed. Here's my trying to remember which doors were closed and which doors were open. I think one of my favourite weapons is probably the M4. Ah, it does open. Got anything down here? Nothing down here. I'm not going to go to the other side. What I may do is get down to the tents. I could do with some liquid. I could do with some food, to be honest. Nothing around. Let's have a drink and a refill. And I think it's time to get out of Dodge. In this particular area, this side of the airfield, that's really the only building worth looking at. Wish I'd remember that that door was closed. Well, that not the door closed, the let's go somewhere a little sneaky actually. I need to go look at something like a barn or something, because I do need some food. My food is rather red, so let's bury ourselves in this tree. Where are we? We are here. There's barns here, I think. Yeah. It's a little closer and a little easier to live with. So, we're going to go tromp off to the barns. I'm hoping we're going to find a can of food. I mean, going across country, if I see a sheep or something, that'll be the end of the sheep. We're going to be tucking down on some mutton, pig, pork, you know the thing. Talk to you in a bit. Here we are a minute or so later, approaching the first of the barns. There's another one over there which I'll be going to have a look at. Once you find a couple of cans, then I won't have to, because a couple of cans do. Right, I can hear the zombies, they're in. That building is also enterable. Strange, all the zombies must have spawned out the backside. It's a beautiful night, nice and clear. And, ooh, jerry can. There are times when I would have sold my soul for a bloody jerry can. Not today, though. I'm doing the bandages. Fine. All this crouching and sort of running around crouch does not make you breathless. Knocks your aim right off. Ugh, empty cans. The way I'm feeling at the moment, I'd lick the buggers clean. Pile of wood. Don't need you either. I think I'm in a detection range of those zombies out there. And they're sort of like chattering amongst themselves. Heat pad, don't need a heat pad. there's things around the back of this one. No. This is turning out to be a little fruitless, isn't it? Now, I actually want to go out this door, where all the zombies are, because there's the entrance to the other building. The way they sound very close. They might actually even be in that building. Yeah, I think he's in there. Was having a little party. Yeah, same to you with brass knobs on. Zombies having a party in a shed. That's nice, isn't it? Let's go third party person for this. There's actually even enough moonlight to give some colour. Of course, everything's very, very washed out to me because I turned the camera up so you can see. Why is there a zombie over there? He's come from there. And he's been walking for a while. Let's be ultra careful. You see that zombie there? How long has he been walking to get that far out? My guess is quite a while. Unless... no, there's no... oh. All the second guessing, just to let you know, there's about 5 of us on the server. See, if those zombies have come from that barn, rather than this building here, they're too far away. You know, it takes them about 3, 4, 5 minutes to walk that distance. It's time to sit under a tree for a few minutes to see what's going on around me. Make sure I'm not being stalked. Sometimes sitting and waiting is a good idea. Where do zombies go? Oh, it's down there. What's that? Oh, it's the edge of a barrel. Zombie there. See, I'm close enough to make my zombies appear. You see them? There's another one. So those... oh, my food is flashing. I don't think I can afford to be cautious. If not, hang on, let's a quick check. V-bore, I can see that chimney, it's about there. And that is the supermarket. I may not be able to afford to be cautious when my food is flashing. I don't like being in that state. Definitely don't want to be opening up. See anyone. Shotgun. Enfield. Sometimes the game gets confused about whether or not you're in a building or not. See how close you can get to them? When A, they're looking the other way, and B, it's night time. So, see if I can catch up with you in a minute. Here we go. I've been tagged, well, not tagged, but I've got one behind me. I cannot afford to be cautious. Can of food. Notice the tilt up of the head. Let's grab that quickly. Now we go. Always nerve-wracking. Roof line. Make sure I'm on the right channel. Direct communication, just in case I have to shout. Let's have some nosh. No way of telling what your blood level is these days beyond the little blood meter thingy. That's not very. I'm not making myself intelligible, am I? That down there. There was a time you could bring up the debug monitor and you could tell what your blood level was. Was it up to 12,000? I mean, you can look at colour of things. Have I got a watch? Yeah, I've got a watch. Ooh. Load of food. Load of food. Now it's a case of finding interesting stuff. Oops. Because how the image looks so freaking weird because because I got the gamma turned up way too high just so that you guys can watch. I must admit, in here with the gamma set correctly, it would be blooming dark. It would be horribly dark. Check that building out whilst we're in this one. Because if you want to shoot someone, hide in one building to watch people go through another. You know, look through a window. Let's have a second water bottle just to be on the safe side. Let's change to the powder as well. PDW. So make sure it's on semi. Let's eat some food. Just in case my blood level was a little low after going around with it flashing for a while. I don't think it's even going to be worth looking in there. Leave some food for the next guy. Now, where are we going? What are we doing? Do I really want to go to Starry now? Or do I just want to nip home? Do you know what? I'm going to chicken out. How far is it? Ooh, 4.2 kilometres. You see that? No point zooming in, it gets smaller when I zoom in. well. You don't have to run so far at night to get rid of them. They lose visual contact with you quite quickly. Right, we're off for a run. There's an interesting bridge I want to show you up here by about 300-400 metres. So we'll go have a look at that. And give you a word of warning of bridges. See you in a minute. Okay, we just run a few hundred yards to the bridge. Now, there aren't many bridges in this game. As far as I remember, this is the only one of this type on this map. But bridges have a strange sort of mechanic within the game. Because they can be destroyed, you know, you can blow it up. By the way, great place to hide. Well, it was in armour. Yeah, because they can be destroyed, they can sometimes behave a little oddly. Not particularly noticeable on foot, but very noticeable in a vehicle. You will often bounce or jump when you go over a bridge. And it's, I don't know, the height of the ramp up, the height of the bridge, and the height of the ramp down being slightly higher than what you can visually see. Can you see a line? You'll have to be watching this in high quality. You can see a line. So that's bridge, that's road. This can be blown up, this can't. And that line can affect vehicles as you drive over them. Now if you're in a tank, who cares? You know, you weigh loads and your vehicle is really very, very strong. But if you're on a quad bike, Gaddo and I we fixed ourselves a quad bike, we picked it up on the south coast, we came herring along here, hit this point, flew up into the air, and that was it, death of the quad bike. There were times when, again, on a quad bike, we were into quad bikes at one point. There are many bridges along the south coast, and the quad bike just started wheeling, and then it sort of flipped onto its back and then onto its side, and we couldn't get the damn thing upright again. And there was absolutely nothing wrong with the bridge. No one had blown it up or anything. It was just flunky, bloody armour physics in-game, or the lack of physics. One of the features of the game is the gravity. You're not really aware of this, but the gravity is set very, very low. This is why often things like vehicles bounce in what appears to be an unrealistic, or fly through the air in an unrealistic way. You don't tend to see it much in Dayz, but in old Armour and Armour 2, and you used to occasionally in battle see a tank fly through the air, because it's physics. The physics in the game is completely screwed up. Now Armour 3 is getting PhysX. That's a brand name product of software that is supposed to improve all of that a lot. But it's one of the things they do in the game that can cause some unusual things. Things sometimes bounce, things sometimes fly through the air for no apparent reason, and driving over a bridge can cause you to crash. There's another issue with motorcycles and quad bikes, is occasionally, and bicycles for that matter if you're going fast enough, is occasionally you will just fly off the back of the vehicle for no apparent reason. It's been a long known bug within the game for a great deal of time, and I think it's what happened to Gaddo a couple of weeks back. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. Catch up with you in a bit. So here we are That's the Tower of Green Mountain. And here is Zelena. I'll put my tag down in the barns, because I'll do a little run through. Might as well do a little run through Zelena instead of going straight to the tents. Do you know what? I don't think there's many people left on this server. Everyone seems to be leaving. No signs of life down there. Just a quick little check. Yeah, there's me and one other guy. Talk to you in a sec. So we're back, a little closer in. I'll do a little run through on these. I need a drink. So yeah, I know this area far too well. I spend most of my time. This is where I choose to be when I spawn in. Person. This is where I have my tents are in Zelena, just on the outskirts of Zelena. Because it has most of everything that a guy would need on a day-to-day basis, and from here you can get pretty much anywhere else if you're willing to cover large distances in the way that I am. Where's my mouse gone? It's an odd thing, I have a dual monitor set up, and when I'm in this screen, my mouse can actually go onto the other monitor, which is sort of confusing. It was worth having a look in there. Yeah, they're in there, aren't they? There's loads in there. We'll leave them to it. Sometimes they just spawn in that building and just don't go out until you go in. So let's have a little look at what we've got at the end of here. It's normal sort of spawn, you're not going to find anything amazing here. Just the stuff you need to live on. Let's see what we've got. Double-barreled shotgun. I try not to use them, I normally prefer a hatchet to a double-barreled shotgun. But, you know, it's the only weapon you've got. It's the only weapon you've got. Never forget to look in the dunny. Getting to pick up what's in the dunny might be trickier, though. Gear. And we've got ACP rounds, chem lights, Enfield. You know, always look in the dunny. So, into the machine building. The names I call these, sometimes it's obvious what they are. That's clearly a cowshed. If ever you... Hold on a sec. So as I say, yeah, that building there is clearly a cowshed. That building down there is an animal barn. This I always refer to as the machine barn because, I don't know, the checkerboards at the time. I used to work on farms. This is what I would call as a machine barn because it's got sort of hazard table on the doors. Let's get rid of that. There's another double-barreled shotgun. You see, we're an agricultural place. It's not too much to ask that there'll be double-barreled shotguns around. This is the type of barn you would use I don't know, to store potatoes in. You might store anything in bulk like potatoes or sugar beets or something like that. What have we got here? Road flares. Let's pick one up, we can have some fun with the road flare. If at some point in the server we get no one on the server, I'll show you what the road flares are like. I normally run through. I am so familiar with this town that I have no concerns about outrunning zombies. There's a little spot down here I always check as I go past because it's a spawning for a bicycle, but I don't think it's going to be there because no, it's It's not just there in that bush. It's not there because it's down by my rocks because I got a bicycle earlier. Is this bugger all in here? It is bugger all in here. So yeah, some of the things, some of the buildings, I mean, log cabin, that one, low black log cabin. It's no shirt, that's what it is. Terrace block. I don't need any of that. It was 45 caliber rounds. There's a building in this town that's clearly the post office, so as it's repeated several times around the place, I tend to call them all post offices. This is the building up ahead, red brick building with here we go. This red brick building that's this one with the offset door. Is the post office. So I'd love to show you that. It's a post office. Looks like a post office to me. I'm spooking everyone. It must be very, the moonlight must be very strong to the point that I'm spooking all the zombies. I know I'm running like an idiot and have spent some time running on the road like an idiot. Log cabin, see? I was watching a TV programme in Siberia and they had buildings like that, and they spend the whole of the summer finding moss and stuff to poke in the cracks. I think we're just going to do a run through this one. See? Winchester. Bloody marvellous weapon, as I say. It's not normally the weapon I go around with. It's my sort of primary weapon of choice when playing as a survivor. Alice pack, you see, you'd be very thankful for an Alice pack. Some food, some bits, some bobs. But we're not interested because we're going to go down. God, look at them come. Like this. It's because I'm being loud, because I'm running on the hard surface, and I think it's very, very bright. These are the power lines. The one that takes you to Cherno and to Electrode. Some nice bushes. These guys in the bushes. There's only two of them. They can't see you. Once they're finished navigating through, they stop chasing. And if you can get far enough away, it's closer than hell, isn't it? You know how to get tapped. This field we're in has livestock. There's a goat over there. Industrial. So, you know, if you've got a vehicle and you need to repair some wheels or an engine or something, you're just going to get industrial spawn in there. Now, I was saying about the power lines. The power lines go to the various different cities. Should we get rid of this guy? Pretty confident this one. And, you know, we've had about 2-3 videos from me where I've not fired a blooming shot. Let him go. Solved this problem, eh? Not bleeding. Look over your shoulders. Look over your shoulders whilst running to see if you're bleeding, because it like spits out like a human fountain. We run down here to these rocks, which is the tent. I discovered pretty early on playing this game that putting your tent in woods just means that everybody runs through woods to see if there are any tents. It's like there's a wood at the top of a hill, you can't put your tent up the slope, so you end up going up the top of the hill, and bingo, you go into a wood. You go to the top of the very crown or the very summit of the hill, and there's going to be a tent. So, all that running around, and I own a bloody bicycle. own. Own is a very loose term in this game, as everybody is more than aware. And over here, I have a tent, and I've buried it so deeply into the rocks that getting access to it can be tricky. Yay, a tent. So, open bag, stuff in tent. Don't think I need to put all of this in the tent. Still, I carry these things on me. I still don't trust tents entirely. I know it was a long time ago that we had that issue with tents and things, where they would forget stuff, but there's a sneaky feeling inside me that says just do not trust a bloody tent. So I'll quickly have something to, oops, not that one, and eat and drink. So if I'm going to log out, and I log in, I make sure I've got a full tummy, and cans of drink and food aren't exactly in short supply. Other navigational things. I'm going to see if I can tell you how to find the pole star. And what you're looking for is, I think that way's north. Is that way north? I'm going to cheat. Now you see, that way's north. How to find the pole star. And the one thing that you may not be aware of, these stars are in the right place and are at the right magnitude. They are not just dots. They're in the right place. Just like in-game time, everyone's clock says the same thing. It's the same as the church tower in Cherno, where they've got the clock tower, is going to be the same time. So, yes, these are in the right place. Now, different parts of the world call it something different, and I've got a sneaky feeling it is actually very slightly below the horizon, which is not going to help. But you're looking for the plough, or the Ursula Major, the Big Dipper, or the bear. And I am looking, because I'm a city boy, and I'm trying to find it. I've got a sneaky feeling it's there. Because if that way's north, that one is probably the pole star. So somewhere around it, on the lower half, will be the plough. And do you know what? I can't see it today. If I can, that is the handle. I'm getting it wrong. I'm not going to be able to show you. I mean, that is the pole star. I mean, you can tell it's the pole star because I can put my compass at it. But yes, you can. It's not over there, is it? You're basically looking for. You should be doing it the other way around. You should find the bear, or Ursula Major, or Big Dipper, and use it to then find the pole star. Of course, I've got a compass, so I'm doing the other way around, aren't I? Because I'm a muppet. Should be in the southern half. But anyway, yeah, stars are in the right place. That hasn't worked out too well, has it? Chuffing stars. It's amazing. Zombies can walk through doors without opening them. You can fall off a bicycle for no apparent reason. You can glitch out a tent through a plumbing solid rock, but the stars are in the right place. We love armour. Armour's crazy. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will talk to you another time. This was originally just going to be a test of my new microphone. If I sound clearer, that's great. Post in a comment underneath. I do try to answer as many of the comments as I get on my videos. Heck, it's not too tricky. There's not that many comments, but you know, I'm more than happy to chat with you. And subscribe, hit the subscribe button if you would. That would be nice as well. We'll try and build this channel up to the point where, you know, we can really start getting some stuff done. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with armour at night. Yeah, you know, so I did all that nice bit about subscribing and stuff. I just set my graphics back down. So, I'm sorry if this bit's really, really dark, but I just set my gamma back down to 1. And now I can find the Big Dipper. So we've got the handle there, and then we've got down there, across and up, and it's these two you're interested in. You line them up 7 times out. Pole star. Let's do that again. There's the Big Dipper, Ursula Major, or the bear. These two ends, because that's the hang on, trying to do this steadily. That. These two here, that star, 7 times up, pole star. Okay? And you could do, if it was dark, and you could do that outside, assuming you're in the northern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere, you're on your own, guys. I have no idea how to find your way around looking for stars at the southern hemisphere, but yeah, there you go. Those stars and those two in the end, straight up, that's the pole star. Therefore, that way is north, and yeah, that way is north. Look at it. Just chung, that's on that line, north. Perfect, isn't it? There is another little cheat you can do. We can't show it to you tonight, but if you see clouds moving, they always go west to east in this game. That's obviously a mechanic of the game, nothing to do with real weather, but from the west to the east. So if you've got clouds, you can tell which way is north. Again, talk to you later, gents.